So, how does Ari feel? Like, how do you feel? Just how do you feel
About what?
over this in situation? You being a woman who was trying to help as you have for others before, a woman who has moved from one state to the next. I mean, if anything, trust people to move your things with you. You move them in. You are
So, and
spending
that's another
money.
thing I want to
You
bring up.
are.
That's another thing I want to bring up, Harris. He was driving the U-Haul. I made it to Miami without him. I got to Miami 5 hours before Jayden. If Jayden was being so controlled or so wanted to use me, he had all my things in that U-Haul. He could tuck the U-Haul and went on by his life and sold all my shit.
Yeah, literally. I mean, just all the access in general. Like, do you feel like you being so helpful, would you do anything different?
No.
No. No. Like, no. You don't feel like you were slapped in the face. You don't feel like you were. Do you feel misled? Do you feel manipulated? Okay. That's big. So when he says you were misleading and manipulating him, what do you think to that?
If a grown ass man can be led and manipulated by a man with a wig on, that's their problem, not mine.
So you saying you did what you wanted to do? Your accountability level is there. You were clear headed. You understood every decision you made. Why do they think that Jayden's name is not on his car? Why do they feel like you would sign for him to get a car? Why do they feel like that's your car and you just gave it to him and is letting him keep it?
Because everybody think that everything is a storyline and everybody know how nice I am. When we got to the, what I can tell you is this: when we got to the car dealership, we did agree if he, okay, so first of all, let's talk about why he even got a new car. He only got a new car because the car that he had would not make it to Miami. So we felt it was best if he sold that car so he could still get some money out of it before he got on the road. So when he sold the car, Jayden was willing to come to Miami with no car. It was my idea to Jayden, no, we don't, you shouldn't go to Miami with me without a car because I don't want you to feel like you're on my time. I don't want you to feel trapped. These are our exact conversation. He said, well, I don't have paycheck stubs, this and the other. So I was like, don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. We went to CarMax. When we went to CarMax, bitch, they asked for paycheck stubs at the last minute. So I tried to rush and make them on the website, but they clocked them. And so they put him on do not do business with for CarMax. So then I said, you know what, Jayden? It's best if we just go to a Honda, a dealership, because it'll be your first time buying a car. It'll work out differently. We won't need all this shit. And so we ended up there. When we ended up there, they decided they was gonna give him $700 for his car. He already had some money because he told me when he stopped in DC. Some people is coming telling me that it was Dre Baby who paid him to give him head or whatever the case may be. I don't know. He told me it was a white man. That's what he told me. Me and Dre Baby is friends in real life, so I did say I was gonna talk to Dre Baby about it to ask Dre Baby what relevancy does
Come
that.
wait. He got 700 for some head?
No, 700 was for the car. I don't know how much money, the other money that he had. When he got to my house, he just said,
Oh,
bitches on Bigo be thinking I'm broke. I got money. And he showed me the money.
okay.
And so
Okay.
then like I said, he showed me the money or whatever. And he was like, he told me about a white man in DC, X, Y, and Z. Other people said, are he lying? It was Dre Baby. I believe me and Dre Baby are close, so I do believe that Dre Baby would have told me on the back end, like, oh no, girl, it was me, or watch out for Jayden, X, Y, and Z. Dre Baby never came to me in that shape, form, or fashion. And me and Dre Baby is close. So I don't think it was Dre Baby, but like I said, that's what the people were saying. So he had that money. He used that money and the money that he sold to get the car. He was $300 short on the down payment, and I said that I'll have it. I got it. So when they finally gave him the paperwork, the car note was like seven something. I'm not gonna lie, he panicked. He was like, "Oh my God, I don't know if I'm able to afford this and the other." I was like, "Boy, it's a 2026 with no, it's a 2026 with no miles on it. You get a job, you pay half of the car note, I'll pay the other half." Now keep in mind what I just said. You get a job, I'm gonna pay half, you gonna pay half. The key word was get a job. I said this before he signed that paperwork. He then proceeded to sign the paperwork. After that, they said he needed insurance. I then added him onto my insurance, which increased by $524. And I paid that. So in all, when it came to the car, I gave him roughly probably $900 because I had to pay the insurance and then I had to give him the $300. I told him long as he had the car, and I'm finna tell you how good of a person I am. Because now, bitch, we finna show you something. I told him long as he had the car, he wouldn't have to worry about the insurance every month. I was gonna pay for the insurance. When I decided to tell Jayden to leave on my life, on my mother life, on my daughter life, on my daddy grave, I had every intentions on holding up to my part. My part of sitting in that office that day was that if you come up with half of your car note, I was going to pay the car note. And I was going to still pay the insurance. That's something that basically was a guarantee. Long as you're on my car insurance, I'm going to pay it. When Jayden left my house, I was still going to pay my half of that car note, and I was still going to pay the insurance. He hit the live button. He fucked up.
So why would you think he's saying, I kept asking her, was she gonna make the payment? She says yes. She's gonna make the payment.
So
Yes.
I'm finna
She waits
tell you what made him leave. And I'm finna tell you how the whole storyline started. Earlier that day, while I'm pissed the fuck off, Jayden say, "Is you gonna help me pay my car note this month?" I looked at him, I said, "No." He asked me again. So when I said no again, instead of Jayden waiting to see what I was going to do, Jayden then came up with this plan when she go to sleep. I'm going to leave because now I'm gonna go to Bigo and get them to pay for my. This is where this whole entire storyline is coming from. Jayden thought when I said no, it was now let me go to Bigo and make content out of this bitch to see if I can get the money to pay for my car note. Right hand on a bitch, right hand on whoever I need to put it on, Buddha, Wooda, Jesus, Allah, whoever. I was going to pay the full car note. But Jayden didn't wait to see if I was going to pay the car note. Jayden waited till I went to sleep and tried to leave and thought that Big O was going to pay his car note. And now he's gagging. I was even told if I want him to stop, I better pay the car note. Well, bitch, you better keep going.
Wait, what? Like,
And he said that on live.
like,
If I wanted him to stop, that I had to pay the car note. Well, bitch, you better keep going, ho. You better run it down to the ground, ho, because one thing about two things for sure, you gonna keep going and your car still gonna get repoed.
okay. The last case, Miami, when he left and he hasn't come back. Police came out, whatever. He left, let's say 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
If he had apologized or taken any accountability.
And see what you're saying, that's how I know he only tell you what he wants you to know. Every day since he's left, every time he get off live, I text him and say, Jayden, if we never speak again, let's still be two adults and let this shit die. I can show you every last one of those text messages. Every day. Every time he hit the live button and talk about me, I literally say, Jayden, let's be two adults and let this shit die.
Mm, okay.
Just to
Because it's
just to prove a
impossible.
point,
How could you have a conversation with somebody who's blocked?
because I was never blocked.
Okay.
That's how you know he's a liar. He pretended like I blocked him because when me and my lawyer sent him the cease and desist, he wanted to pretend like he didn't receive it. But what he did know is that me and my lawyer was watching him, and my lawyer screen recorded him looking at his phone and said, "If you guys sent anything to my own phone, I don't get it. Bitch, you told on yourself right then and there that you had received the cease and desist order." We literally watched the phone say delivered, and you looked at the other phone, and that's where you fucked up at. At this time, like I won't lie to you or nobody else. Bitch, I didn't take no PTO. I don't know him or nothing. Bitch, I'm personal charges on him or nothing. Bitch, I said all that shit just to be fucking with him to get to his head. I didn't do none of that shit. I'm not no police
I
type of
believe
bitch.
it.
I'ma
I
let's
believe
get in the
that.
streets,
I
bitch.
believe that.
I'ma let's do get some. That's what type of bitch I am. I'm not doing all that. I went to the police department, bitch, and they told me to come back, and I didn't even go back because I ain't got time to go back. I ain't no police ass bitch. I'll lead a rat to the rat that look like a mole rat.
I actually believe that. Yeah, I do. I believe that. Okay, so boom, you on Bigo. This whole thing has happened. Let's say he gets to PA.
I did not get a lawyer for no situations. I have a lawyer who has been my lawyer to represent me in any type of court. I didn't have to. I have a personal attorney. Jayden knows that. Go ahead.
Jayden, let's say he gets to PA or wherever, because I don't. Let's just say in my mind, where would you go? Let's say you get to PA. He's there. Um, and he's still talking about the situation. Um,
His daddy house gonna be up. His
Pittsburgh.
daddy house up for grabs.
I'm like, okay, so do you get all the way back home and still continue to go with this? Do you all right, so you don't have no regrets. You don't feel like this isn't something you didn't see coming. You don't feel like, would you help somebody else? Like,
Yeah.
that's just,
Yeah.
you would.
Yeah.
You would. That's actually crazy, but at the same time, admirable.
Mm.
You know, because I'm so in my mind. I don't
If I was
know
gonna stop,
because
if I was
everybody
gonna
ain't the
stop, if I was
same.
gonna
That's
stop
true.
helping people, I would have stopped when Greedy did what he did. If I was gonna stop, I would have stopped when Charlie did what Charlie did. I would have stopped when other people did the same shit that Jayden is trying to do.
Where does your heart come from? Like, why is your heart so big? Like, why do you? Where does this?
Bitch, you gotta ask whoever gave this motherfucker to me. Because if I could take it out and throw it off this motherfucking 30th floor, bitch, I would. Bitch, I would throw this
Like,
bitch right over this
I'm not
motherfucking
that.
balcony.
I'm a nice person. I can listen and I can be an ear, but I'm not going too far beyond that. Like you, I feel like we need people like this. Like, have you ever thought of starting? And I don't. Maybe you have. I don't know. Have you ever thought of starting? If you don't, have like a nonprofit that really focus on.
The comments got flash to that question for you. I actually have a nonprofit. I'm currently in school for psychology because I'm beginning a company called Awakened by Her.
Yeah, because I mean, at the end of the day, like the personal aspect of it all is so great, but then move away from me personally, and I have some houses that are for second chance people and shit. Go there a few months because that seems to be more beneficial. I would think. Yeah. Okay. Your children, who you've also helped, and the people, are they better after you?
Pluto and Ladon both walked into my home with nothing. They Pluto currently works at Geico. He has his own car. I mean, his own house and his own car. LaDon, he has his own car, his own apartment, and he walked into my house with nothing as well.
Will you how how does a person like you meet men? Not no man who willing to give you $100,000 to come over for an hour. How do you meet men? Like how do you meet people that you mesh with? You know what I mean?
I go to expensive hotels, bars, and I go to like Kiki on the River in Miami. I go to where the elite is hanging out at.
and so a guy who you would date, you want y'all to go out. You want people to be able to discuss, talk about things. Do you feel like Jada, you could bring him out? Do you feel like you could have introduced him to circles and spaces that you
Jaden couldn't even meet my friends because they themselves would hear Jaden in the background or something like that, and they'd be like, "Oh, don't bring him around us," or "We don't want to meet." Like none of my friends or my family likes Jaden. They felt like he was too immature. So that goes when you ask me, do I regret anything? I don't regret it because when my family and my friends don't like something, I normally walk away, but I wanted to prove them wrong. So therefore, that's why I don't regret anything that I did.
you remember when we were in the live and we were talking about just how he feels he too good to have a job or work at certain spaces or all of that. My issue in that conversation was a defeatist attitude. Like, one breath, you can speak to how everything is good, but then you're really complaining. Why not have just said, Jane, you my child, you my damn son, and I can just,
It happened.
why
It happened.
not have
I
said,
don't know if some people was in that live and maybe they are. They would tell you that situation did happen. I told him that I felt like he should sleep in another room, and he told me I had him fucked up. Nobody put him in the guest room, and nobody sunned him. Jada
okay,
had an issue with being
okay,
an underdog. He felt like being my child
okay,
was him being an underdog.
okay, like taking a back seat to things,
Correct.
okay. It's just deep. Like, okay, so it, for you, you're not losing any sleep. You don't really feel like this isn't the most, I'm sure, thing you've done. Again, if he chills out, you're chilled out. Um, any words to who, like, last things, like, if you hear this, why is that a key? I got it out. That's what I was asking. I got it out. Oh my god. I'm not trying to get them back together, but I did tell him this. I did say if I that's why I was asking you, and I'm done with my little interview. But when I was like, okay, if she pulled out all the knives and she did this and she did that, but why would you still be there? Like, is there any room to, he can't stay with me, he can't, we wouldn't have a friendship. I already said, see, I'm not a person, let me give y'all my boo. We been had this conversation. He been new. He stopped talking for his little period. You cannot come to stay with me. By the time you see piss behind the toilet or whatever, let's just say it's there. You been like, I have to think that way at this point. By the time I have a snake
Yes,
that
I'm glad
come
you said
from
that
my
because I literally told
chimney.
him that. I told him, I said, "Do you understand that it's not only about you doing it to me, but from my understanding, you did it to people before me." And so, and I literally said to, mind you, I'm saying this to him while he's coming at me, while he's going at me live saying stuff about me. I'm like, Jayden, you need to stop because you're doing this to me now. You're going to make people not want to help you because you're showing them your character. Your character is what it is. You're repeating the
Yeah, it's a
same
cause and effect.
actions of nobody
Yeah,
gonna
no,
want to
seriously.
help you. And he went live and was like, "Oh y'all, she texting me. She want me back. This and the other." Yesterday, before yesterday, I had not been live for 24 hours. Every day I got up and I looked at my views on my page. Guess who was right there?
Jada.
Jayden. On every last one of my pages, he was right there because I wasn't going live.
Mm.
He had been to every. I woke up this morning. Of course, this morning he would have been on my pages today. But every day since he left, he's visited all my pages. He was even looking at my Instagram shit. When I decided to screenshot it and post it on my Instagram, he got mad and blocked me because he got mad because I posted it on my Instagram that he was in my views. So, like yesterday, I guess because I wasn't going live and he didn't know what I was doing or what was going on with me mentally, he decided to text my phone and say, when can he come retrieve his things? Me knowing that he only said that for a response, I'm like, boy, I don't look for that ID in my house. That ID is nowhere in my house. The only thing that there is the phone, and you can come get it. I said, matter of fact, I was being funny. I said, you can come get it out of your residence anytime you want, love. He came to big old, oh, look, y'all, she want me to come back. I ain't going back to that bitch. She want me to come back. Look what she text.
Got it.
Like, what?
Got it. Got it.
You test me.
I feel
Like, you test me to make sure, technically, to make sure I was okay. That's what you test for.
or do you think okay, he was texting to make sure you are okay? I don't feel silly, bitch.
That's his
Or do you
friend.
think
That's his friend. I don't think
hmm,
he should
I
feel
don't
silly.
I don't feel silly at all. I feel like I feel like if he was if it were me, I would want him to handle me the way I've handled him. And I also told him I'm going to speak with Ari. I have my own. I'm grown. I don't have a thing here. Y'all understand? Y'all be the first person to meet that nigga and been sucking that bitch dick
Yes.
and been giving him your whole fucking check, bitch. I'm not worried about what the fuck they talking about. You girls are slam pigs. So but I'm glad I had this conversation because as that day, I look at it as that
No,
day
no.
in
So
that
that's all I
room
say.
when it
Thank
comes.
you, Jackson, for clocking the T. Respectfully, when he's texting me and trying to say certain things, I have to respond a certain type of way. Bitch, his name is on the lease. I can't say, oh, he even did say, like, he thought he was trying to gag me. He texted me trying to gag me by saying, can I come back to the residence? He didn't say your residence. He said back to the residence. So, bitch, you're not about to gag me by, bitch. I know what wordplay you using, bitch. So I'm going to play the same wordplay with your ass. Bitch, we ain't about to do that. The fuck? Yeah, so bitch, you can come back to your residence whenever you want. Bitch, I have I have three
I'm
residents,
not
right? I
keeping
have
you
three
out of
residents in
your
this same
house.
area that I can go to if I want to.
Mm. See, I think that's it. Um, Ari, so why did you put him on the lease if he can't afford the rent on the lease?
Well, that was security of him not getting kicked out, but hey, it seemed like he still got kicked out. But hey,
Or did he put it so?
he put himself out.
Because that's why I asked, like, can you get put out if you're on the lease? You cannot.
No, he put himself out. I didn't make love Drosky. I do not make mistakes. I don't make mistakes. Trust me. Whatever I do it intentionally. Also, put him on the lease will help his credit. Never mind. Just know on time
I'm
payments raise credit scores. That's all I'm gonna say. But what's next?
nothing. I think that
I love
personally,
Drewski. That means
I do.
dating K9 was the biggest mistake of my life. So that means I make a lot of mistakes. Go ahead, Paris.
Wait, what? Oh, so you're saying if that statement they're making, you're not saying that. You're saying if they're saying that, then they would have to add
No, they
because
said
you don't have no
They said
relationship.
dating Jayden was my first mistake, and I said my biggest mistake was dating K9. So hey, I make mistakes and I own up to them, but I don't think that my mistake was entertaining Jayden at all. I feel like that's what was supposed to happen at that time, and what happened has what happened. But we were meant to deal with each other for whatever reason.
I believe
You want to
that.
tell
I
K9
do. I
was
think
dating?
that
You want to tuck a nigga getting fucked in his ass, people skeeting all in him on porn over Jayden? No, I was I can't. I
let me tell you something. One thing you can say, that's why I say I don't try to get to know those guys. Now we ask the standard questions. I'm gonna protect myself if we talk about sex, because they just be that for me. I don't give a fuck what them niggas do. Honey, bitch, you can have an air mattress if that's what I
I
want to
love
do. I might go
Drewski.
up in there.
I love
I don't care.
Drewski. You said, but he couldn't bring anything to a table. You can't bring a table is a table with chairs for you to pull up and sit down and enjoy the eats while they last. That's what my table is about. My table ain't about bringing a table, bitch. I'm bringing the table to the table.
Now that's a king theater to me. Do you okay? So what do you think? Do you think
You
that?
didn't hear what I said, Drosky? I said, come to the table and take a seat. The chairs are already there. You just need to take the seat.
Mm,
What did
do
you mean
looks
when you said
matter?
Jayden? What did you mean when you said Jayden was your project? Exactly what I just said. Take a seat at the table and enjoy the ride. Allow somebody to help you get your life together. Your project is that you came to me at the bottom. Bitch,
Yes.
let me help you rise to the top. That's what I meant by project.
Oh.
What did Jada smell like when y'all met up? Well, when he took a shower, my whole shower was black. So that should help you understand. Go ahead, Jaden. I said Jaden. Paris.
Go ahead, Jada. Okay, girl. Let me just go. Okay. So you okay? So we done with Jaden, and we got our stuff. I feel like we had great dialogue about that. Why do you feel like I had some issue or beyond my opinion? Was there anything I've done that you would be like, you know what, parents don't like me, or have I given you that?
I feel like that was the case because it seemed like every time y'all was lying and the situation was being discussed, you were so with oh yeah, I was on the phone, so I know this. It was like you was going based on one side. You was going based on your friend's story. So it was very much you just wanted to agree. At first I was taking it as okay, Paris just doing it for the content, he just want to be a part. But then it seemed like after I watched more and more, it seemed like you start personally involving yourself as if everything he said was correct. Hey baby, and you didn't care about what the truth could possibly be.
That's true. That's actually very true. Because I didn't think that honestly we would ever be here, and I damn sure didn't think that it was just like I'm listening to him. I didn't care about your POV. And then had you let's just ask this, had you ever had a conversation with him about you feeling some way about him lining me before y'all any of this happened, before any of the last incident in Miami to this?
Remember in the beginning I just said that.
No, you. It seemed like you said it because it seemed like I
No,
would be in agreement
no, 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 no. In the beginning, I literally said I would question him. Why is you lining that faggot every day? I said that,
because I only would say it because in the beginning you were
and then
like Paris come to
also,
Texas with Jay.
and if
Hold on, no, 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 no,
okay,
no,
no, because
nah, nah,
I'm
nah,
gonna
nah,
ask you a question. I'm
nah.
gonna ask you a question. Did Jayden ever
No,
come
no.
to
Answer
tell
this
you?
question. Wait, no.
Go ahead.
Answer this though. In the beginning, you would be like, Paris, come to Texas, come to Texas, and Jada would get mad and be like, no, what you mean, Paris comes, and you would be like, oh, Paris can come over here too.
Right.
Paris
And
can
when we would
stay.
get off
At what
live, it
point
will
did it
become
go
a
from that?
problem. So if we're getting off live and it's becoming a problem for me to say certain things to Paris, why are you still lining him every day? You already told me off live it's a
Because I'm that bitch. You know what the
no, no, you're
fuck
not
going
getting what
on,
I'm.
man.
You're
Ari?
not. You're no. You're not getting what I'm saying. You're asking me a question of
I
how it's a
do.
problem. If when we get off live, he telling me that he feel like I'm flirting with you, and that's an issue for him. So what do you keep lining for him every day? What you lining him for every day? If that's a problem for you, he then also told me that he came to you and checked you because of something you was doing on live. Did he ever come to you and be like, Paris, you got to stop certain things because Ari not Bigo?
He said, Ari said you were playing in her face about something. I'm like, bitch, I'm not, I can laugh at what the fuck I want to laugh at. That's how he came to me. It wasn't like him checking me in your.
That's not that right, but that's not how. But you know, I'm not lying because of what I just told you. He said to you. That's not. He came back to me. He came to
Correct.
me and said, "I went to. I don't remember what the situation was. He said I went back and I checked Paris about that and told him to stop playing with you like that on Big Up because you're not Big Up."
Cause I'm like, cause when he said it, I'm like, wait a minute, you thinking I don't even
I
know.
can't even remember what
I'm
the
just talking about what
situation
you
was.
saying. No, I remember it was something about like it was in the regard of like training man kind of thingy. And then I was like laughing about it. He was like, somebody was saying you were this,
Mm.
and I was like probably laughing or something. And he did bring that up. He really did. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, bitch, I was just laughing. I was like, so now I can't laugh. I was like, you need to stop lying to me if I gotta walk on eggshells.
Mm.
But he wasn't saying he checked me. He was saying you had an issue and that you may feel a way about our relationship. And that's what I'm like, now, honey, Jayden, I'm definitely not fake. And I'm like, Jayden, if I wanted you, I would have been met you and I would have been, we do content. That's
Well, but see,
it.
but what
That's
would
not
confuse
checking me, bitch.
me? What would confuse me is when he wasn't online. He would say, I would never link with Paris because I think that he's a woman, but he's really a boy. That's a fucking faggot. That's a butch queen, this and the other. That's how it came to why the fuck you still lying to him every day? Bitch, it's either you fuck with the nigga or you don't fuck with the nigga.